that burst damage. So I'm going with Spirit.
51% of chat is also thinking Team Spirit, but I'm going to stick with Parivision. I think we're finally seeing the link of how Dini and the boys have come together with their drafts, their gameplay ideas. So I believe that Parvision has now found a way to fight versus Team Spirit and also contend to be one of the top teams in East Europe. So this series itself is going to be quite a big statement if they can pull it off, and I think they can.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, I'd say that Spirit pretty much won the first 2 games. Obviously, they lost the second one. They threw it a little bit. So I think they came, it looks to me at least that they came better prepared, right? That's also one of the parts why I'm sticking with them here for the last game of the series.
And you wouldn't be wrong to predict that as well. Team Spirit has obviously been a force to be reckoned with. And as mentioned, their laning stage has been getting better and better. There's just something about this Parvision team. Something that I can't quite explain theoretically.
Their aura?
Magical.
Wait, when you move like next to them, do you feel an aura? Do you feel the hunger and everything?
Definitely not a beta attitude.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense. I always like cover my head when I'm passing them. They look kind of scary. I just can't imagine.
Parry freak, true Chad.
Yeah, I just can't imagine how hard it is for Team Spirit to be facing them head on.
But surely a series, maybe even to remember, if they will face off against each other's in, say, hypothetically, the grand finals, like you brought up earlier on. But only one of these two will be advancing in the upper bracket, and the other has to do the lower bracket grind all the way through. Team Spirit, not, I wouldn't say that they're unfamiliar with that experience. They've done it a couple times, all the way from the first round of the lower bracket, marching on to the top 3s, the top 2s, winning tournaments, winning TIs. And we here at the Fissure Playground 1 Dota tournament want to see the best out of these two.
For sure. Let's see how this mid lane goes. Laurel starts it off really nicely with 2 denies, so no one. Slight mistake coming out from him. I mean, it's just, I don't know if I've seen a Monkey King lose the lane. People have been picking Huskar versus him. Huskar still loses. All of these range heroes, melee heroes, obviously are gonna have a bad time.
I think before the start of this tournament, I was actually watching Crystalis on his stream. He was playing Monkey King. The only thing that screwed up his game was a Lina. That's why I'm really frustrated about how Lina works in general, is because you just do 4,000 damage and that's it.
And we've even seen in this tournament, even Lina's being beat.
Even Linas are getting beat here, so...
Yeah.
Maybe she is just a pub slayer.
I mean, she's a slayer, definitely, for all of those Dota 1 players out there. Yeah.
So, also an interesting stat brought up here. No one setting the hero damage record with Puck with that 85,000 damage that he just dealt.
Setting records. Thing is, it's gonna have to repeat.
Setting examples, maybe, too.
Yeah, this is how you play the Puck.
Titanic will get a first blood off of Rue down the bottom lane. And are we getting the Monkey King bug again?
Yep. Are we getting another Valve fix Monkey King bug, please? You might.
And it's the entire enemy team disconnecting again. So unfortunate as it is. But while we wait for the boys to come back, of course, on your screens, remember to type !tickets. If you haven't already, there are still some tickets for sale. We've been doing so much advertising in the last half a week. I'm pretty sure we still have some to go with. Make sure you also get yours. We will be there. We've got our lovely Natty and Jenkins there as well. We have a special guest also coming on stream today. Later on, we'll keep that as a secret who that is.
They announced it on the announcement.
Yeah, but it could be somebody else.
Okay.
Don't do that. I'm trying to set this. I'm trying to set the tone here.
I'm sorry.
We have a special guest coming on later on today on stream. So do make sure that you're watching also the later best of threes. You will get to see B-Cop and Lacoste. Those two handsome lads as well, going to be entertaining you, not only on just the group stage cast, but also at the main event. We have our fantastic Russian production, our entire Fissure crew, so many people to meet. We want to meet you as well. We're really looking forward to it because it will be an event to remember.
Yeah, for sure it will be. I'm really bad at surprises though, Panda, so I'm sorry, but I guess I ruined a little bit either though.
We're living in the moment. This is most important as we're looking at Lich dropping here, but maybe the Willow gets traded first. He'll be the one to fall. And that is going to be Team Spirit's first kill. DM does secure Miposhka and has already been doing all right in this lane in terms of CS. Him getting the solo experience off of that kill. He's almost level 3 now on the DS.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about the vacuum into a Bramble, right? I mentioned I don't really see any more offlaners that are good at getting people in the Brambles. Mars was banned out as well, and then suddenly here comes the Darks here. Also, Spirit, they really want to punish the Collis. He has a healing Lotus. This is not the easiest kill.
It'll take a while. Satanic also manages to show up, only to turn his back at his enemy.
That's his strongest weapon. He's gonna get smacked a bit though.
Yeah, doesn't really want to face tank Ruse and Collapse's damage, especially with the damage amp coming out from those axes.
He was given the healing Lotus there more so for the mana, but overall the resources on Parvision here in this bottom lane are quite limited.
They are dwindling in resources. They've barely got anything left on the Collis and Satanic. So you gotta really calculate this and carefully. Collapse is low. Satanic will get the kill on the Beastmaster. So it pays off. With just barely a few one charges, how much you can do with so little.
That was very nicely done from Satanic, keeping his distance and making sure that he's stacking up the Beastmaster with the quills, because his resources were so low and he only had that mango to work with, and he manages to get the kill. So that was actually quite nice.
Good calculations indeed.
Yep. Mid lane is the biggest difference though. 10 CS more on Laurel, and you know, when you look at Laurel versus no one, you would expect no one to do better in the laning phase.
Ooh, double blood grenade slow by Miposhka on DM and 9 class. Now the DM is also body blocking his buddy, which might actually cost both of their lives. Now the DM is dropping low. Radon needs a little bit more. Oh, what a big damage roll there on that right click. Looked like DM might be able to tank another one, but he falls to the TV.
Oh boy, their movements through the Brambles were amazing, especially because they were blocking each other with the TV and the Lich and just going there, and they managed to pass through them all. TV has a lot of movement speed, so he's able to run down the Darks here. Who, I mean, he's no slouch himself. 320 is not that low.
Still with how things are going. Team Spirit, of course, securing as much as they can, but they need to get this Darkseer up to speed. What do you think his build's going to be this game? We've been kind of discussing games where you don't need auras and having variant routes, but Darkseer has always been an aura guy.
Yeah, you're always going to be an aura guy. So you go mech probably. I don't know. I think he won't finish the Guardian Greaves, and then probably you're thinking of a pipe, though Crimson does look really good in this game. So maybe even finish the Guardian Greaves. Not that bad.
I'd like the mech pipe, maybe even mech blink, if they feel like they need someone to initiate. But they've got, what, Willow's long-range abilities, Invoker's long-range, Clockwork technically as well long-range despite being melee. Well, we'll just have to wait and contemplate this. We're talking about Mr. DM. Laurel sliding into his DMs, taking him down there.
Yep. That is not a good start for the Darks here.
But Invoker's also rotating in no one.
Laurel
for a response here onto Miposhka. Radon is here and Laurel as well. There's Miposhka dropping. The Haste Rune will help no one to run in another direction, but the Willow will continue to be chased here. 9 class, also the Metamorph from Radon. They'll get him down.
Some rotations from the mid laners, but Laurel is just objectively stronger at the moment, so no one, he can get one kill. At that point, you already lost your spells, you've lost your mana, and you cannot fight any longer. I like that he immediately starts moving away, but still, Monkey King contributing a bit more with his own rotation. Ru is waiting for somebody to come and steal his Wisdom Rune, but overall he's just going to be getting the stacks off both the position 4s in a good position to make sure that experience goes their way, but no one is in trouble.
Scary rotation, Miposhka shows up out of nowhere. No one has no idea about this Miposhka rotation coming in, and the Invoker taken out. Team Spirit now finding kills in every lane.
Yeah, Parvision were expecting a move to come from the Lions, so their ward in the mid lane is towards the bottom, but it just opens up a potential for Miposhka to come over and take him out.
And Team Spirit having an excellent laning stage so far. TB on top, Monkey King doing 800 gold of a difference compared to the Invoker. And this Beastmaster also enjoying 1 or 2 kills. Also, he did die, of course, in the lane, sure. But anything the Beast can get out of the lane, and maybe he has some stacks ready in the jungle, guy's gonna pop off.
Yeah, for sure. He's going for an Aghanim Scepter. This is a classic Ag Scepter game, right? Because you don't need really the map to get opened up too much, and you can do it with a Terrorblade anyways. But what you do need is a tanky frontliner. And if you look at the other side, they don't have no burst, right? They have this overtime damage with the Quills, with the Invoker, with the Iron Shells. So with an Aghanim Scepter, Beastmaster lives for a very, very long time. Maybe even survives through everything.
Eventually. They're stealing some of those stacks at least, so I think the one thing you can do to slow down a Beastmaster is take away a couple creeps from him.
That's the second rune. Both of them did go to no one. He used the first one to kill the Lich, now the second one to steal some stacks, so... Not, I mean, Invoker isn't like your ideal hero to use the power runes, but overall he found ways to make them work.
We're getting closer to that mechanism. Is that enough for people to start grouping up with DM?
Yeah. Generally, with the Darkseer, you want just your first quote-unquote or item, right? And then you can make things happen. But they don't have a classic group up lineup.
Oh dear! I don't think that they're gonna get anything out of him either because he's just dead.
Yeah. But overall, the Invoker is going to be running towards the Darkseer all the time. You don't want this tower to fall. It usually does happen to the Darkseer, but Hero is generally good at shoving out the waves. This makes it a problem. Even when you get the mech, it's not going to be that easy to go for the enemy tier 1. You do not have an access point any longer.
Really hard to really play Darkseer in this current patch because I think he was a bit overtuned at the start of 736. And then, 737 even. And then I feel like it's been waning off with a couple nerfs that this hero has hit. He used to have crazy high attack speed and right-click damage already early in the laning stage. That's when we were massing bracers on this hero, right?
Yep.
And that meta has changed away from him, that he doesn't gain so much benefit from these early laning stage items, forcing you to then go back to the auras. And he just falls into this weird kind of void. I know if we talk to Lyrical about it, he'd probably just gap about Darkseer for like maybe a day, because he knows everything about the hero.
Maybe a day.
I mean, maybe we're lucky we'll get like 2 days of info. He knows so much about Darkseer. I respect him for it.
So, overall, when you look at Spirit lineup, this is a lineup that isn't that great versus the Darkseer, right? So he counters them all quite well. Both the Monkey and the Terrorblade really don't like playing versus this hero. But Darkseer also, the strength of this hero comes from having a good lineup around him. And I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think they're lacking that ending damage on the side of Parvision. It's coming from their Dark Willow, but it's just not the easiest Dark Willow game to run in because there's a Lion who can stun you even in the Shadow Realm. So I think that's what makes this Darkseer pick not as strong as you would like it if you're a Parvision fan.
So did the Darkseer just change to a Soul Ring? But potentially he did. At least he might have looked like he changed his itemization slightly. Okay, he's finished off the mechanism. So hopefully you guys have also finished looking up for tickets. If you haven't, then head over to the chat and write !ticket. Because we have a LAN happening this weekend on the 31st. That is Friday until the 2nd on Sunday in Belgrade, Serbia.
They want Laurel, or better yet, they want to stop the Beastmaster from farming stacks, and they have a hero of their own who can do this in a really good way. But Spirit are in a good position to defend this. They've got Chain Frost and
he got a cog first before he even gets to make an opening move. Dakalis does get the cogs out, but this Bristle's already dropping, but he's still surviving for now. A bit of extra damage, but just not enough. No one coming in with a tornado, but they see too many hostiles. Team Spirit bringing in the numbers here. And they got to know one. BetBoom popped as well. They wanted to kill Collapse, but the Willow can't kill him off. Larl is going for Dakalis and juking him around the trees, but he will die. No one is also going to be here. But has he got any spells ready? Just the Cold Snap, he needed 3 more seconds for a Tornado.
No, if you leave the Ghost Walk there, they're gonna dive you like madmen, right? The Lion is still there with his resources untouched. He has his stuns, so it is just better not to go for it. And here we're seeing Parvision, they're lacking that ending damage. The Dark Willow just isn't enough.
Oh, Team Spirit getting away with this one. The early jump on the bristleback. Ducalis going in with the hook shot, but they cannot find a proper damage follow-up to it because they're basically just trying to save the bristleback and get him active. A lot of time wasted there for Parivision.
They still have their ward in the enemy triangle. I think Spirits are now going to be aware that they're seen there, but they're again going to bring a multitude of heroes just to push out.
So where did these guys come from? But they're going to get the jump on the Lion nevertheless. Rue never gets a spell off.
It's, even if you're stronger, it's always dangerous running into enemy vision. They just have better info on what they what's happening, and you can easily make a mistake and go down.
That boar looked more like an electric lizard to me.
Well, some cosmetics in Dota. That's just how they are. They completely change your look.
Especially when it happens to be a Monkey King with an 80 rune, but wasn't able to use it properly there.
And that's the tier 1 down in the mid lane. Parvision, you know, all things considered, that move of theirs in the enemy triangle, it wasn't half bad. They still have a ward and they've taken down a tier 1 tower.
Alright, initiate down the mid lane, forcing the clip too. To get some extra protection for the Monkey King.
Nice
he takes so much damage. Oh, the cogs. That was only level 1 though, so we've only been a bit of a poke on the Monkey King. But if that was, say, a level 3 power cog that hit him, that could have been close to killing the Monkey King.
Those were 4 brambles though, and level 4 brambles, so they kicked him with the cogs into an extra bramble, doing quite a lot of damage. Yeah. Not something that
already works. That already worked pretty well.
Spirit, they really want their triangle clear out of enemy vision, but Parvision are doing a hell of a job and not allowing it to happen. I like this from Spirit. Just let go of it, go somewhere else, get them out of that area and then fight.
Well, they're gonna take a fight while the Beastmaster just walked into the pits. He's already finishing off Roshan, or at least he started off Roshan. That's gonna fall pretty quickly, but Ducalis, 8 seconds on the hook shot. Has to move away from the pit by the looks of it, so they know something's up. Collapse is low. The stun of the clockwork, though, Ducalis won't be able to get to steal at all.
Surge.
And hook shots in to help Satanic deal some damage with the Aghanim's onto Laurel. He just drops the Wukongs, and with Radon's Metamorph, Satanic has to be careful. They do have heroes coming in from the top side. No one is looking to get into position. He's slow with the Ghost Walk, but he's almost there now. Satanic helping him out. The stun off the Willow. 9 class will go down, and they cannot get in there. They cannot go in. Roche charges through this entire team fight, says, see you later, suckers. And no one still being chased up. Here's Laurel, Radon, Maposhka, Rue.
They dusted them.
4 versus 2 with Satanic right next to him, and DM setting up. Maybe he can get a big vacuum here, but looks like they're just too far apart. They cannot keep no one alive, and Satanic probably doesn't even have the damage. He's trying to apply more and more quills onto Radon and Laurel, but they cannot get any kills off of Team Spirit, so they walk away, and the score is now 12-5.
Well, this is happening. Collapse was just on the top lane. He's pinging out the doors like, guys, I want my Aegis, but Team Spirit, the rest of them, they're having a good time killing enemy heroes. Again, Laurel in the mid lane. This time he's fine.
Uri's also used. 100-second cooldown.
That's a huge one. This does open up possibilities to go for Roche. And also, the Metamorphosis is going to be coming back up soon because they were fighting a long time there on the bottom lane, even when Radon lost it.
Yeah.
He has a great healing Lotus already. That is a huge one for a Terrorblade. It's one of those things that allows you to get a Sunder under circumstances that you otherwise wouldn't, and that can really change the fight.
Parvision heroes constantly in trouble. No one caught as well as the Willow in the river. They might lose 2 in one go. No one is down to a 20 HP, and he will not survive. Versus Collapse. 9 class is dead in the river. And this is just not working for Parvision. Team Spirit have the tools that Parvision don't.
Yeah, so many things had to go right for Parvision, and they didn't. So now a lot of the things are going right for Team Spirit. They're just going to be walking into the pit. This time around, Collapse is going to have a little bit of help, so this Roche will fall. And if you look at Parvision, they just don't have the strength to fight this. The top lane is completely shoved out. You cannot get it here in time.
Last time around, in Game 2, it took a very long time for Team Spirit to get to Tier 2 towers. Now it's a whole different case.
38 minutes, right?
Yeah, something like that. Now it's a whole different case. We're at 17 minutes in. They're holding on to the Aegis on Collapse, and they would feel somewhat pretty comfortable running at those towers with this next 5-minute window.
As soon as he gets his Blink Dagger on Collapse and has that opportunity to start off the fight, you're going to be opening up the tier 2s. You're going to have your Blink Daggers, so the initiation closer to enemy towers is going to be possible to do, and that is what allows you to take them down. Up until that point, you're going to be shoving in the waves, making sure that you don't get caught, and then you go for a move. It's like 200 gold for the Lion and 300 for a Beastmaster, so they're pretty much done.
So how does Parvision then hold back the Storm?
So you have pretty decent heroes at shoving out the waves without much commitment. At the moment, you don't have the damage to finish the enemies off, so what you have to do is shove out the waves, make sure that you catch people when they... Okay, so here's the deal. Shove out the waves, somebody TPs to deal with them, Invoker goes for him, he forces out TPs, and then you know when Spirit are. From that point onward, you catch them when they're dispersing. Yeah. That's the move, right? So it has to be those 1, 2, 3 moves. You cannot just go straight up for 1-5. Spirit are gonna murder you.
At least the Bristleback's farm is pretty impressive. He's got 10 last hits per minute average right now. He had a 180 at the 18-minute mark, which is just a tiny bit more than a Terrorblade, who's still 4-0-7. So, quite a lot said, playing from behind and having good farm. 9 class, chased by Laurel, tries to catch no one with the same stun. Tornado flies in, isolates them for a moment.
They really wanted that kill on Spirit.
They did. They definitely wanted that.
It's because, okay, Laurel or Collapse.
What you doing?
Like, Laurel, what you're doing in that tree? You knew I was gonna cut it down. Either way, though, they really want 1 kill because the 1 kill opens up the tower push. Right? That is why they're just committing on it too much. But in the end, they just use the finger and they don't get it. So a bit of a bummer for Spirit.
Also at a point where protecting these tier 2 towers is almost an impossibility for Parvision, so the only thing they can really do is just shove out the waves, as he said, and hope that they don't take these objectives. But Radon can already hit these towers from outside of the tower attack range, sending in illusions. Now Darkseer's also pushing down the bottom wave.
Yep, you have to do it, right? And you should hope if somebody TPs there that you can force out more TPs. Just spook them into thinking there's more heroes there. But for that not to happen, Spirits are gonna go for a smoke. It's very smart to, in these situations, maybe even dive your opponents. Now when daytime comes, this is a beautiful smoke. You smoke up just before daytime, because you know it's gonna be much easier to utilize that smoke and get a kill.
Really important to have these shards up. That's a pretty good one as well for the Willow to have, because we have seen the Bramble Maze and the Cogs working together, pushing into a route with the Cogs and having the Crown set those Brambles around you. So pretty handy, but he hasn't got a level in it yet, as no one's going to get jumped on by Collapse. The Roar Brew follows it up with a follow-up stun.
Yeah, I get it. I like that you mentioned, like, oh, it's a really good shard. If you have the spell.
Yeah. No points in it yet.
Even 1 point is fine, right? Because it's actually the levels of the Brambles that count, but obviously you have to have at least one. Still, that was a good grab on the Invoker. Still on the bottom lane, though, so you're not going to be getting a tier 2. Parvision, they're doing a solid job at making sure that their tier 2s don't fall. With the first take is the Beastmaster usually wants to take 1 or 2 tier 2s. That would be like the perfect scenario for him. Unfortunately, you are still playing versus a good team, Spirit, so it's not going to be allowed that easily.
But again, Team Spirit in a good position, just like almost every game so far.
Yep.
The trend continues. Yeah,
I told you, right? I expected the chat to be more in favor of Team Spirit for Game 3 than for Game 2, just because of how they played. But yeah, they won't forgive a 1 game that you lost. Oh, they're gonna scan Miposhka.
That is something.
Kill the captain.
If they can just get that Lich out of the way. The hook shot in. They wanted to flare to make sure that there's nobody else around. Will do a sizable amount of damage. That is such a weird interaction, because Willow is technically not there, and that Chain Frost doesn't care about it.
Nope, no, it doesn't. Gets it. They won't be stealing any Tormentors, no Wisdom Runes, so other than the Lich kill, that's gonna be about it. And this is what Parvision have to do, shove out one lane, and on that lane go to hunt heroes. That's currently their only play. And also, when you're hunting those heroes, if you really want to kill, it almost always has to be a support. Killing cores is hard for them. Spirit are most likely gonna be responding.
They are setting their sights towards bottom. Rue almost reads correctly Ducalis' pathing. Dodged the stun. Radon would have been nearby. They would have been killing that Clockwork for sure. But with that Aegis, they didn't get a tier 2 tower, so
nope.
Waiting for their timing for the later parts of the game then.
No, it's a big deal, right? You're versus a Darkseer. When it comes to the late game team fighting, no matter how strong your Terrorblade is, the illusions of the Darkseer will be as strong, right? They're definitely going to contribute. So Team Spirit would have wanted to push this advantage a bit more. They're still in a very comfortable spot, don't get me wrong, but overall the goal of the Aegis was
they saw them moving in with that rune ward. But can Parvision answer? Rue will die to Satanic. The Aghanims unleashes so many quills on him. The hookshot does connect onto Radon. Larl is right behind him. Remember, there's no Aegis around this time, and he's just getting feared into the bramble. Maybe another Cogs push as well. He's still stuck in there, but also the Bristle dropping low and gone. Satanic is dead. The Ducalis and DM, it's time to retreat. Team Spirit will continue the hunt. Laura will not get a successful jump as he got hit by the Cogs mid-air. Tornado to isolate. Force them to take another path, but Ducalis is dead. DM trying to run away with a surge. He's got 102 movement speed. Not very fun to be stuck here, but he'll get out.
That was a really good angle for Parvision, right? If Spirit weren't that far ahead, that would have been a problem. It would have been a dead Terrorblade. He got his Thunderbolt off on his own illusion, barely. And if the Terrorblade dies, then this chase from Spirit, it becomes slightly harder.
9 class was invis all that time. Sees where Larl is, but it's just these two.
Larl knows he's there.
Now everybody else is stacking up. They finished off the tower.
But you're staying here for too long as Spirit. You're giving the enemies an opportunity.
Oh, 9 class will not get the successful routes to connect on the Monkey King. I don't think they saw him.
He was blocking the Monkey King a bit. If Larl was paying attention, he knew he was somewhere there.
Maybe he was looking elsewhere. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Probably a smoke on smoke action. Larl, he might be the first one to break it.
Oh, it's a chase.
It doesn't have
a jumps in. Oh, they see him. Quick reaction, but the hook shot's in there. The first crown round on top of it too, and Satanic blows Larl up. But then we'll get DM as a trade. The Aura Carrier is out.
That's a bigger kill.
Doesn't really have a way out of this one. Rue and Miposhka high on their heels. Just need to find him. Beautiful stun there from Rue.
The thing is, when the Monkey King dies, Spirit can still
not over yet.
Yeah, they want this.
9 class.
They need a Lion.
The Lion stun still on cooldown. Able to get it out in time.
Fissure needs to be very careful. He's the main guy. He needs to be alive in these fights for the entirety of it. He's the one who buffs his team. And if he goes down, it is a problem. So, on the other hand, if the Monkey King dies, it's a bummer for Spirit, but not the biggest thing in the world. And it is going to become increasingly harder to kill him when he has the BKB.
And specifically because Larl was so quick in his actions to retreat, they forced Parvision to go deeper for that kill, causing them to lose heroes because of that. Otherwise, they might have gotten away with the Monkey King kill the moment he jumped to that tree, that they just kill him and walk away.
Parvision's ward at least remained in the Spirit jungle, so that it's being pinged out there. So you do want to go there once again. That is definitely a spot in which Parvision.
They see.
It's over. Okay, gone. Now you don't have anywhere to fight. You're gonna be needing another smoke to get yourself into a good position. This is a bummer for them.
How many wards do Parvision actually have right now? How many do they have them in the shop?
They don't have a single one in the shop. They have one on the Clockwork.
So it's going to be a pretty grim period then if you only have 2 wards available.
2 wards and 1 smoke. No smokes in the shop, only 1 on the Clockwork.
Oh, that's
so it's not great, yeah.
That's pretty rough.
It's pretty rough. Especially because it's nighttime, right? Your ward, the one that is on the bottom lane, plays the enemy Tormentor. That one doesn't give you anything.
Yeah.
Maybe you can steal the Wisdom Rune, but that's about it. Getting back into the game's not going to be happening.
40 seconds. Roshan to spawn. Team Spirit's already moving towards no one. They saw him in the lane. They have the gem on the Monkey King, which was bought by Miposhka.
He's the one that's going to be running in. He went for a BKB and now he wants a Deso. If you think that you're lacking damage as a Monkey King, Deso is the most cost-effective item, so it actually does make sense to go for it. And also, Roche in 10 seconds, Parivision, they really don't have the strength to fight it. You have a Clockwork, so maybe some shenanigans can come out from the Callis, but that's about it. Or are they going to use their last smoke for this? If you use it and it doesn't work, it's really bad.
It's dangerous for Ducalis, but did have backup right behind them, but they're still not quite as strong as what Team Spirit are. You have a 20,000 net worth PB. Satanic would still need maybe a +1 item. The SNY Axe Bloodstone is basically the culmination of this core Bristleback. You can make him so much bigger. Those are the cores, and then you have luxuries on top.
For sure. Look at no one. He's on the bottom lane. He's just doing the only thing that he can, trying to force Team Spirit to go back, and he just can't do it, right? So there's already a big deep wave deep into their base. And Parvision are just helpless at the moment, so they're again going for their game 1 tactics. Go around the mid lane when the side lanes are completely uncontrollable for you.
Crucial minutes. Parvision at least. You need to read Team Spirit's moves perfectly.
Parvision are the team that does this mid lane movements the best, I think, but I just don't think they're good enough in this game. You have to get control of the side lanes. You're a Darkseer lineup. With the Iron Shells, that should be something that you're able to do. If that doesn't happen, I think they can only come back into this one with Spirit mistakes. It has to be the side lanes that get shoved out.
Oh, it's gonna be daytime in 30 seconds. Go 4 minutes on the Aegis. Satanic has the BKB for this game, which he didn't need last game on the Slark. And now also it looks like an AC. Top of that, we also have big items listed up for Radon. Deso Monkey. Yep. What do you think about that?
Most cost-effective damage item on the Monkey, for sure. Plus, you have a Terrorblade on your side, so why not? Both the Terrorblade and the Beastmaster do a lot of physical damage. So inside of Wukong's command, when the Monkey has just the Deso, he destroys you.
Yeah, it's just something that you very rarely get to see in pro games these days. So
not too often. It's just because Monkey Kings usually have good games, right? If a Monkey King is having a bit of trouble getting all of the farm, then you're looking at how am I with a low amount of gold gonna have a ton of impact. Deso is always the answer for this hero.
What's the best way to like get myself involved with this game?
He changed his mind though. He wants a Nullifier. Yeah. He probably thinks that his teammates do enough damage as is. I like the Deso still. Versus a Bristleback, the Deso makes a lot of sense. But maybe the idea is how you want to fight is just to kill the supports, and there's already some 4 staffs coming out.
Yeah.
2 to be exact. The Hurricane Pike on the Invoker and the Force on the Callis on his Clockwork.
So far, the split push from Parvision is working. Team Spirit is running and chasing after these creep waves.
Yeah, for sure. Terrorblade went for the extra duration on the Conjure image just to make sure that those waves get pushed out. But the Terrorblade illusions are pretty weak when they're away from the hero.
Another Tormentor, another shard for Parvision. We'll go for Ducalis.
They need a hero, so Iron Man is here.
It just flies right into an airplane, pretty much, and that is the Lich.
But he survived.
But he survived for now. I mean, he is Iron Man after all, so he only feels like a bit of a...
I mean, he didn't survive, though, so... You watch the movies, there's the roar.
Can they get down Satanic? Yes, they can. And Team Spirit making it look a little bit easy here with this fight. And Parvision running into too much trouble to deal with. DM can't do enough here. Just your Aura Darkseer trying to keep your boys alive, but they are not tanky enough. There's too much damage on the side of Team Spirit.
Bristleback can die just during the roar. It is a clear showing that your lineup at the moment is not working, because what you need for this lineup is a strong Bristleback who goes in and survives for a long time. That's impossible. Spirit completely demolished Parvision in this game 3.
Yeah. Just a big skill gap showing in how these drafts work and how good Team Spirit has been with pumping up from the laning stage. I feel like this was a real double down from Parvision, picking up this Darkseer, right?
Yes.
Because it basically plays into what Team Spirit's getting better at.
For sure. Let's see. It's still not over. Parvision are not going to be giving up. They want to defend these tier 2s. They want to defend their base. It's not going to be easy, but they're not giving up yet.
That is one lane down and a tier 2 gone from mid. The mega creep situation looming upon Parvision. And you know that it could just be a reality anytime soon. So Team Spirit getting quite a lot of benefit out of that Aegis this time around.
Dude, Yaruro is the guy who I think never says, look at that pathing, what the hell is that? He's just so good at moving through the brambles, dodging tornadoes, dodging cogs, all of it beautiful. And Parvision, is this one last hurrah? They're just running in like madmen with the smoke.
I feel like there's something has to be
Nice
done,
Lotus.
right? The roar gets bounced back by the Lotus. Larl is there to follow up for another stun. Big damage onto the Clockwork. Nice zoning ulti, but Bristol's on the top side and trying to get in, but Rue is slowing him down. Collapses BKB already running low. DM and no one on the south side. This leaves Satanic all by himself, but here comes Ducalis to help him out. Miposhka's on the side. Rue and Ducalis already traded away, and now focusing his sights toward the Lich. Miposhka's going to go down. Collapses dropping low to no one and DM. They might be able to take down this Beastmaster, hiding in the trees, but he's gone as well. 3 heroes dead from Team Spirit. Satanic going to be chasing onto Laurel. He manages to get all the way to Logan with a force staff, but gets drawn in by the vacuum, and the Boundless Shard allows Laurel to escape. Redon with his Silver Edge. He is waiting and he's hunting, but can he do anything by himself? He's gonna wait for the monkey. He's gonna make an attempt and at least try with his melee form. Gets a bit of poke, that's about it.
Yeah, he saw that the Monkey King wasn't making it in time, so he just wanted to smack Satanic once so that he makes sure that his tower survives. Very nice move coming out from Parvision and finding the right targets. Also, that Lotus Orb from the Clockwork making all the difference. If there was no Lotus Orb, he gets roared, he dies, your move is already gone. The Beastmaster probably wouldn't get isolated, and then you just have to run away. And the question is how far you would make it in that disengage.
What looked like a bit of a desperation play from Parvision to start things off actually plays into their hand.
Yeah, it turns out okay. But the collapse went for that BKB a bit too early. So either you pop the BKB and you don't pop the zoning Wukong's command, or the other way around. You don't do both, and then you just waste those two, or one item and one spell. You know, no need to go that far.
At least they got quite a lot with that Bristleback done in that fight. And only losing the supports on the side of Parvision, so definitely that core net worth. Very handy to have, but net worth only swung 2,000 gold towards Parvision from 17 to 15k. Monetarily, not really a big win for Parvision, but showing that this Bristleback can now hurt his opponents quite a lot, and that BKB is flying over to him right now.
Yeah, that's gonna help versus the Silver Edge. That was a really early Silver Edge, but with the BKB, you're gonna make sure that at least you're surviving this game to like 40 minutes until your BKB charges drop down a bit.
So didn't really highlight this at all. We haven't talked that much about neutral items, but a pretty cool addition for the Clockwork is having that Craggy Coat when he's jetpacked up in the air.
For sure, for sure. I mean, overall, just having the Craggy Coat versus this physical damage that's coming from the Terrorblade, because you need to give vision to your team.
Yeah. See what they can do here. Parvision returning back to base once again. At least the top wave has been pushed out. And Invoker trying to keep the bottom area.
Time to smoke.
Away from their base. Team Spirit hoping to catch somebody off guard.
Parivision would want to get out at this point because they know that the Roche can be up. So this is a smoke that is banging on the fact that Parvision might leave their base. They're not going to do it. They don't see anybody on the map. It's safer to just take it easy for now.
Roche is still not up for another 1.5 minutes. This is a bit of a waiting game for Team Spirit. But again, that does actually give time for Parvision to maybe get some buybacks up. Their supports are very close to it. The Invokers are very close to it. So if they have a scuffle happen in maybe a minute or two, that'd be good. But they're going to take it right now. Nicola's going to be jumping onto Laurel. Forces BKB early. You got the Wukong's coming in right after. The Roar. Nice force snap save onto the Bristle. But is it going to be enough to get him out of Howard Sway's attack? What? The Bloodstone keeps him alive out of all the damage that he takes. Gives him a second chance in life. Meanwhile, Dakala's not so lucky.
How did he live through that? The Nullifier didn't come out in time, so the force that came out, the Nullifier animation was chasing him down. If that Nullifier is in time, he stays close to the Wukong's command and just goes down. But Parvision this close to just being eliminated here from the upper bracket, but
that was
they're still in it.
11,000 damage for a clockwork kill, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, well, Bristleback is just that type of a guy. You can punch him very
just
hard.
Look at this replay, how close he is to dying. The Roar, the instant force staff save out of the Wukongs, and then right about here, he's at 100 and he was at 10 HP. And then the Axe, the Bloodstone, and he's good to go again.
Yep. He got broken there at the end of his BKB, so he couldn't immediately run back into the fight. And also the Clockwork was isolated. I really like what he's doing on the college, but the thing is, if Team Spirit push everybody back, he's always the one that's going to get isolated.
Roshan will fall nevertheless. And Team Spirit will have their hands at another Aegis. Okay, that was Dakala's making an attempt on the outside of the screen. No one might get caught too. Not in a very good position here. They got to back away. So Dakalis was trying to go for the Aegis steal. I think he just came through the portal. Instant reaction from Miposhka's Lich.
They're still running forward there, but poor Dakalis, man. He is just on the receiving end of the beating every single time.
Took the words out of my mouth right there.
But we cursed him as well. It's we have to stop. Dakalis, he is, I don't even know what to say, die or live. It's not gonna work out. So you have the Aegis now for 5 minutes. Generally, you don't want to just straight up walk down the mid lane or bottom lane. So you push in all of the waves, you have a Beastmaster, you have a line, you can jump into the enemy base to make things happen, to burst down people. And anybody dies with the burst damage, apart maybe from the Bristleback. Maybe you can even bring him down. So just shoving in the waves is now going to be the goal for Spirit. And then maybe when they have 2.5 minutes left on the Aegis, they're going to strike.
You think lightning strikes twice? Parvision could still maybe turn the tide.
It is.
Is it doable? Is it realistic?
Yeah, it is doable. It is not really realistic. So the thing is, earlier you see just how close it was to the Bristleback dying, and he's the only reason that you're in the game. If you do not have him surviving for a long time in a fight, you're not gonna even have enough damage.
Yeah.
So Spirit have the tools to kill him, but you also have the tools to save him somewhat. A lot of things have to go right, and Spirit has to make some slight mistakes in team fights as well for that really to happen. And Spirit, I think they are now in a mode where they're trying to do everything perfectly, so it makes it that much harder.
Desperately trying to keep that top wave from pushing in. 20% win probability for Parvision. Someone might say pretty generous the way that this game has looked so far.
Dude, we have seen so many Bristlebacks just be immortal, so yeah, I'd leave it at 20%. There is always a chance that the fight is too long, and then the quills come in handy, so I'm okay with the
You're okay
with the stats. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so they're shoving in the waves and they're trying to find an opening. But look at Parvision, they're ready already with the sentries. So the way that this would usually happen is you put that ward in the enemy base and you jump. But it would be easier if it was nighttime. Unfortunately for Team Spirit, that is not the timing at which they got the Aegis.
Ooh, I wonder if Parvision during the course of this game make some kind of sacrifice to the higher powers, to the gods maybe, to the demons that Satanic worships. I don't know what this youngster worships, or
they're on the holy side. They're on the holy side. Yeah, for sure. Overall, they did get the shard there. Quite nice for the Darks here. That does help if you go deep in a fight with the Bristleback and actually cancel out those blinks so that the backline cannot get caught, and that backline protects you. That is a good way to win fights. This shard can help.
It's got a nullifier lined up here for the Bristleback, specifically versus
the Lich.
The Lich.
Yep. You with the Bristleback, when you use your axe,
there's the Lich. And unleash the Chain Frost on him.
Lotus are protecting him.
That was 1,500 damage with one Lion's with the roar. It's on top of the clockwork. At least he's got a buyback, so he'll be able to come back in.
Just leave him.
But Satanic's already quite low. Radon with the AD rune, the Terror Blade. He's a different type of master. As he takes down Satanic, his apprentice.
Building fear into them.
The buyback comes in, the hook shot, the meatball is in there. The Aegis burns with his metamorph. And
that's
the chance.
He has the real one.
They gift this TV. He's getting pushed further and further away from Parvision. Poshka will drop at least. They're still protecting him. He can TP to the outpost. He's returning to the fight. The broken Bristle takes a moment. Gather his strength and go back in maybe, but they are resetting. Do have the clockwork going far and far away from this fight.
You can't do it. You don't have the BKB on the Bristleback. You get broken, you can very easily die.
They're still pacing. They're coming in from all directions. Collapse is looking for him. Lincolns! The roar goes straight into it, but he will at least hold his ground. Rue coming in to help out. No one getting targeted, but he's getting out. Satanic still sticking about. Broken for now, but charging in like a madman. They're fighting with Ducalis at the end of the bottom side here. Collapse. Being targeted. Ducalis is still somehow surviving, but Laurel not feeling very healthy himself. He's going out, and Collapse takes Ducalis away. And I think he just TP'd home. Radon's just playing the rat Dota.
Doesn't have the metamorphosis any longer, but Terror Wave is coming back. Oh! No one with a clutch plays. First it was a Lincoln Series, now the bite to get away from the Lion, and go Scepter, TP out.
That's just what Satanic can do. He can't do much to Rue. He just TP's home. And so the game continues. 3 buybacks still remaining on Parvision.
Man, I love this build of the Terror Blade, the Swift Blink, Terror Wave, and you just take somebody down. That is one thing that Parvision are going to have to be afraid of, because a lot of the times what they're doing, they're protecting the Bristleback and sending him forward, but you blink a little bit behind. Nice Shadow Realm just in time. Destroy. Will turn into a kill.
They're coming in to help out. Collapse. He doesn't have a TP, by the way, because he just TP'd from home to here just to die. But 9 class will fall to Radon. Nice 2-man disarm coming out. At least onto the TB. He will hide himself into his 1 second, but he's under Satanic's vision. And the Porsche gets stuck on the high ground for now. But they're going to bring in Laurel. Going to focus onto Satanic. There's the Wukong's coming out of Radon. Satanic, and he survive again. He does with the Bloodstone. And Radon's going to be okay for now. Thunder onto Rue. Will keep his HP up. Parvision. They go back home. And still no decisive blow on either end. Just losing Collapse there. So he TP'd home from the previous fight, walked all the way back here just to meet his inevitable demise.
There's a level 25 on the Terror Blade, so he has Sunder every 10 seconds. It is going to be a very, very hard hero to bring down, because even if the fight is long, his armor is always going to protect you versus that many quills.
Still got the Radiant Scan, did connect for a moment. AC, the clockwork again. No one with his quick fingers sends everything out onto Laurel, onto Maposa. Maposa's gonna die, Ducalis is gonna survive, and Laurel is in trouble.
He's still alive.
Radon's coming in though from the side. This Monkey King goes down, and now Radon's gonna unleash himself onto no one. Meanwhile, there's a secondary fight, and they're gonna be joining in. It's gonna be Satanic, joined by the Darkseer. Satanic,
not coming.
The Scotty really hurts. Satanic's regeneration.
No Thunder.
Not feeling too great, but the TP is down.
No buyback.
No one gets a huge spree, and Spirit's got no buybacks, but the base is in shambles. There's so many creeps in there that they're going to start turning things around here, Harry.
Yeah, where those bounty runes, the Lion is alive. Just go pick up those bounty runes. Some of the heroes are very close to their buybacks, mainly the Terror Blade, but 330, you might need more than one. How many of there are there? 2? That might just be enough for him to have it. So they've taken one laner racks, they've taken melee racks in the mid lane. Parvision, they're pretty solid at shoving out the waves. You just use a couple of iron shells on the top lane and you just go down mid.
And this was a pretty long sequence. All starts with the jump onto Collis and no one coming into the rescue. It's an honest 2v2. And Laurel surprisingly long survives in this fight. Radon comes to help him out. Then we got this Satanic at that point. Oh, sorry, that was actually the light picture. Never mind. They were outside of this fight with DM coming in from the stairs, and that's Scotty. It feels like that Bloodstone's doing
really
nothing.
Helps. Yeah, the thing is, you heal quite a lot with the Bristleback when you're attacking low armor heroes, but when it is a Terrorblade, even illusions, and then plus the Scotty, the heals are just not going to be coming through. So, in a 1 versus 1, the Bristleback really doesn't like going up against the Terrorblade. It's always going to be a rough one, but he is level 25 himself. Go for? Oh, he went for the 4-5 damage per stack. So I guess versus the Scotty, the spell lifesteal, he doesn't feel like it is that valuable.
That was a 5% swing, by the way.
Yep.
Now it's 25 to 75.
I mean, we're getting to that point where a Bristleback will be very hard to kill. And also, no one has stepped it up, right? In
the young no one, right?
Yeah, the young no one. Throughout the game, he just didn't have that much farm, but now with the bike, with the Lincolns, he's making all the difference, and his spell usage has been on point.
To think about some of these interviews we've seen, who are the best mid laners from East Europe, and there was a line, one of those interviews, saying no one is maybe losing his touch a little bit.
That was Malrine. You know, we need to call him out a little bit. Malrine, look at that. Maybe no one saw that either. It's like, who does he
think he is?
Yeah, I'm gonna show him what's up.
I'm not just no one. I am the no one.
We still haven't seen a big vacuum wall from the Darkseer, and he did get the Aghanim Scepter, so right now this Terrorblade doesn't feel like that big of a threat. He's gonna have to keep that Terror Wave if there is a big vacuum wall, just to use it to save his buddies from his own illusions.
30 seconds for Roshan to spawn. That's gonna be Rosh number 4.
Refresher up on the Beastmaster. He went for the Primal Roar cooldown, of course, but overall you go for pickoffs like that, but inside of a fight, a double Roar is a big deal. Monkey King still not level 25. I think that is the big one that you're looking for. A big Wukong's command will make it very hard for Parvision to go for a fight, especially when Terrorblade can stand his ground and then Laurel can find angles at which he's going to be encircling him around with the big Wukong's command.
Is Beastmaster the only one without a shard right now? Am I seeing this correct?
Yeah.
So he could have 2 birds for double roots, which I think they might even need just to make sure one of them connects maybe on the Bristleback with the target they're focusing on. I'd really like to see a shard on him soon.
Well, somebody's getting an Aghanim Scepter right now, and we're gonna be a Monkey King. Probably you give it to Laurel. Makes the most sense, yep. Even more Monkey Warriors, especially because his level 25, it's pretty much here.
Yeah.
Not just yet, though. Darkseer BKB, I like that one. It's gonna allow you to run in. Really, it's very hard to play versus the line, even kind of annoying. But when you get the 9-second BKB this late into the game, getting those Terrorblade illusions is gonna be much, much easier.
Yeah, creating one of your own, that Ags, especially if there's a Metamorph active at that time, is gonna be a pretty huge buffer.
Parvision, they dealt with the lanes quite okay while that Rosh was happening.
Look out. Natala is going to be charging straight in. He doesn't even know because of the Silver Edge.
No buyback.
And he's going to get shocked by it. But he has 25 seconds until he does have it, but still gone for a while. And Laurel going quite deep in here. Nice stun, connecting onto 2. Gets the Wukong's command out there. Satanic needs some help. He's fine for now. The backline. Looks like the backline needs more help than he does. Double Roar coming out from Collapse onto 9 class. And now also onto DM, trying to finish off the Darkseer that terrorizes. Too late. It doesn't get there in time. Satanic will try to fight versus Laurel again. So many big armor heroes against him. Laurel! Oh, someone might have fainted watching him drop that low. He's still gonna go down to Satanic. Got Rue, they got Laurel. That's 3 buybacks. Now Radon with the Aegis running away. The scans on point, they still wonder, can they get to him? They've got hookshot. The Blitz Whip out. Is he fast enough to run away from the clockwork? He's coming in, he's pretty close.
He doesn't see him now. He's out.
No idea where he is anymore.
You have to deal with the tier 4s. There's super creeps in your base, a huge wave.
The creeps are hurting. Yeah, they send the Bristle back home, and now Radon strikes.
He finds a perfect opening.
Yeah, the perfect assassin, isn't he? The Collis.
Is coming.
DM's coming. The Forza Roost buyback collapsed with the roar. And that is a dieback on the clock, where now he's gone even longer than the previous one.
You need to make sure that these waves are out before the Monkey King is back. He could buy back if he really smells blood on Laurel, but in these circumstances, in a LAN where it's your life in the upper bracket on the line, you usually don't go for it. You play it safe.
The 70-second window has presented itself to Team Spirit. And a 2.5-minute duration up on that Aegis still for Radon.
Huge things coming out from the Spirit supports. The Cone Sun for the Lion and an E-Blade for a Lich, right? Imagine this Lich just isolating a target and taking it down from 100 to 0. More than possible right now to happen.
Parvision supports are just not tanky enough to survive that much damage. No one, he sees Collapse, he wants to take the initiative to him for the instant Hex coming up from the Polska. Can they take this Bristle? No, he pops his BKB. Meanwhile, Radon's done for the first time. He's dead. He will respawn.
He has a Metamorphosis.
They don't want to fight him right away. They're going to try and wear him down with the Ice Wall. The E-Blade. Sunstrike takes down Polska. No one snipes one.
Oh, what a snipe coming out from him. Team Spirit, they went a little bit too aggressive there. Didn't wait for Laurel. They didn't have that core. They can just jump in with the long-range Sun, and now you want to reset. You're better off just waiting it out. Wait that you're in full force, because you're going to be dealing with 5 now. Both of the supports of Parvision back up.
And the show continues.
Oh, Terrorblade just bought his BKB right now for the first time. That is going to be a 9-second. The Invoker is starting to annoy him way too much. With the Radial Deafening Blast and with the Ice Wall, you cannot play Dota. So you're just running around being kited and not being able to get any of the hits in. But with the 9-second BKB, it changes things.
It's pretty frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, I can't even get my words straight here. But surely that's how it feels for this TB having to go for that BKB. As we have
just some gold.
A Revenant's Brooch for this Bristleback. So he's done with the mass armor on the opposing side.
Yep.
This could be a game changer.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the amount of damage that he has, look at that, 730 per hit. So imagine what's going to happen when that's magical damage. You're a Terrorblade, you're there thinking, oh, what you're going to do with your 700 damage when I take away 80% of it. And then it doesn't really matter. You just get smacked down.
Yeah.
Of course, the debuff immunity will help under those circumstances. So I think Radon is quite happy that now he has a BKB. Of course, the Brooch still hasn't been picked up by the Bristleback, but it's definitely a good idea.
And it looks like
he
might just be able to buy it very soon. His buyback does cost quite a lot.
Are they going to buy a bottle?
Holding on to the idea.
Are they going to buy a bottle to get this AD rune, or are they just going to run in like madman? I'd rather see a bottle. Nope, he picks it up. Okay.
And already towards the outpost direction. They want to make sure they have control of this area if they have to buy back more heroes.
He has that Blink Terror Wave with this AD rune. He can just murder somebody in a second. You're very careful on Parvision.
They're trying to smoke inside the base. No one is there. He reacts. He pops his BKB instantly. He has Radon. Hook shot from the Collis, and he will drop. But can they get the damage done? As Satanic is right next to him. Rue will fall. Marlon's fighting no one. No one gets away. The Chain Frost was keeping at least DM and 9 class from really participating in that fight. So support trade.
Nothing much there. That is going to be a dieback Lion, so at least you get that out of the way if you're Spirit, but the AD rune doesn't really come in handy all that much. You didn't use the Metamorphosis. This Terror Wave is at least nice, so Team Spirit know they can always fight. He's starting off the fight with a Terror Wave, and he always has the Metamorphosis if there is a continuation of it.
Closing up on the 1 hour mark, Harry.
We're getting close. The second game, I think, was also longer than 1 hour, but we didn't get any tier 5 items because it ended like 60 minutes and a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
So we might just get our first tier 5 items of the playoffs here in the first series. This Eastern European Derby.
Yeah, at least the ones that we've been seeing, right?
Being the first in the playoffs, it's the first series.
Yeah, first in the playoffs. Yeah, I thought you meant the tournament. Right? But yeah, that is true. Already in the first series, absolutely true.
EM gets the Wisdom Rune. He's approaching his level 25. It's gonna be another big one.
Straight from this camp, right? So.
Does he go for the AoE surge? Yep, that's the better one when you have the shard. And there's the Revenant's Brooch on the Bristleback. Okay, I can't wait for him to start smashing people's faces in.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty cool one. The interaction with it. It has... Okay, so because this is such a fresh item in a game that has been going for 57 minutes,
you're going to survive.
The shock value, the pure shock value of that item could pay off. Clockwork managed to save the Clockwork somehow. Satanic. They do manage to terrorize the TV away. They're quite split right now. There's 2 heroes from Spirit not even in this area.
No, they just want to shove in the waves. They're trying to force Parvision to allow the waves to get into their base, because then it becomes increasingly easier to get the jumps, right? Because you have these ion shells and they're allowing the waves to get shoved out so that Parvision can be together. But if all the waves are coming in and somebody has to deal with it, it will make it so that you will isolate the hero. And if Spirit Strike at that point, that is going to be a great thing. Also, Terrorblade is going for a Disperser, it seems.
Okay.
Goodbye mana for some of the heroes.
One thing that Bristleback hates most, right?
And also, you're going to be purging off the Darkseer.
Stun doesn't quite connect. Invis rune, they're waiting for someone to grab that rune so that they could jump him. No one is just playing it cautiously there. Nobody's showing up though. They only have so much time on the map until they have to start retreating and get those waves out again. 2 minutes and 10 seconds for Roshan too. So that means all buybacks will be back up on both teams.
Yeah, we'll see if we even get to see those tier 5 items, because people are probably just going to be focusing on growth. They found the Poshka.
TP instantly coming in.
Buyback.
That's going to be DM joining in for this one, but the Sunstrike will finish him off. They don't even need the Darkseer to teleport to help 9 class.
That's their gem, right? There's already 2 on Parvision, so Team Spirit are not going to have another one. Let's see if they have one to buy, if need be. Yes, they do. Okay, that's at least fine. At this part of the game, you most definitely need a gem on the map. It is going to be a huge advantage for Parvision to have one or multiple, and for you to not have a single one.
1 minute to tier 5 items. Team Spirit so close to get a jump onto DM. The Aura Carrier is gone, and onto the Collis. Finish off the Clockwork. No one trying to retaliate with his BKB, gets his spells off, that's about it. Big Wukong's command right on top of him. Satanic almost taking down Radon, but he gets roared up, and now no one lives with 300 HP, still needs to get out, and Satanic is left all alone.
He does have a buyback, but barely they pulled out that Invoker. The Wukong's command was perfect. Larl finding an angle, and he completely separated the Parvision team. There was no chance for a Darkseer to come over with the vacuum wall, and really DM has been so silent in this game. We're still waiting on him to show the power of the Darkseer versus the Terrorblade, but it just isn't happening.
It's just not really. He's not getting the opportunities for it, and this time he was the sole target of the full fury and wrath of Team Spirit as they jumped him.
Yep, that's how it goes. Ascetic's Cap didn't help him. They used the roar. Ascetic's Cap comes over. That's 40% status resistance. It doesn't matter. They take him down anyways. The damage up with the Spirit is insane.
All right, the most exciting part of a Dota game when it goes plus 60 minutes is right now. What tier 5s are we going to get?
Well, if I'm Parvision, I'm just on my knees praying Mirror Shield, Mirror Shield, Mirror Shield. I mean, Lion Hex, Sunder, Roars, Hex now on the Beastmaster, and of course the Sinister Gaze of the Lich. Just so many things to return to your opponents. That will be game changing.
Force Staff, Seer Stone. For DM, they get Magic Lamp and Book of Shadows. Those are for Parvision.
Okay, defensive items, right? It's not a Mirror Shield, but they are defensive items, very much needed. Somebody gets roared, use the Book of Shadows on them. There is a good chance they survive.
Still a ton more of these tier 5 neutrals to be picked up. Thinking there was only 2 apiece.
Okay, that's going to be a refresher shard for a Monkey King, most likely. We'll see. Radon picks it up. Well, it's not bad on him either.
He's got his own refresher on the courier right now. Recipe by the looks of it, at least. So here we see some of those tier 5 neutrals on your screens right now. Another one picked up by Larl, which is going to be the Force Boots. Satanic hasn't decided yet what he's going to pick up.
Yeah, no mirror shields, it seems. That's
Giant's Ring.
That's kind of a bummer. Okay.
All right. So that's a big hog. And he's not even that big when you think about like hero models.
Yeah, he's not. But lucky for him that Christmas is done, my friend, because that would be a feast. Team Spirit looking to get it either way.
So if we've got Giant's Ring, could we get like Gnome's Ring?
We have that makes you smaller.
Well, we got the laser from Tinker, sure.
No. There is a neutral item that makes you smaller that caps your HP at 1,800, the unwavering condition.
But does that make you smaller?
Yes, it does.
Oh.
It actually does.
Because that's like a neutral item that is so bad on so many heroes. They never
in so many games, yeah, and it just makes you smaller.
Okay.
It's actually significantly, right? You definitely see the difference.
Right. Interesting, because I never see that one picked up by anyone. Like, no one just wants to pick it up.
I've seen it from time to time. So there's now a refresher orb on the Terrorblade, so he needs to stop hoarding those refreshers because they don't work, so probably give one to the Monkey King.
They're just casually eating cheese here. Is that the barrier cheese? All right, yeah. So TV has a 500 permanent barrier now.
Cool.
Block of cheese eaten.
Yeah, not something that you see until like 80, 90 minutes into the game.
Yeah, probably even after the game as well. I mean, it's 63 minutes into this one as well. I'm pretty sure Radon's got some kind of, I don't know, maybe his stomach's going to be a bit messed up after a game like this anyway, so might as well have a block of cheese on top of it.
Yeah, you want to get it because it's not really that good. Cheese is objectively better, but the thing is that pretty much everybody is 6-slotted, so nobody can use it, right?
Yeah.
So it's a bummer. Lich definitely needs to be holding those wards. You don't want an Invoker just running away because of a Ghost Walk. You need to make sure that he goes down.
And that barrier, if you don't actually do enough damage, it's still blink out. So considering you are a blink hero, that is actually useful here.
He's level 30 on Radon. That is quite huge for sure. Metamorphosis plus 30 seconds duration, and of course...
And the funny thing is, he's only died once this game on this TV. I think it's like 14-1 and something.
He is 14-1 and 18 on the Terrorblade. Yep.
You have gone an hour without dying. You also want to win this one. All right. Going for the Mega Creeps push attempt with the Wukong's command. Satanic doesn't care about it. You got Dakala stuck on the low ground, and the Clockwork is gone.
That's a big one.
As he pretty much always dies first in these engagements, he'll have to suck it up once again. But they bought time to get the banner. Painfrost gets returned to Team Spirit. Satanic also catches it once again, the original.
So easy to move with the Giant Ring. That's very important for a Bristol back to. It's not so much about the damage.
There's the Terror Wave with the blink in. And again, a bit more chip damage to that tier 3 tower. And now Team Spirit resetting. Holy damn, that guy's fast.
Yep, they want that buyback away. The Force Boost really coming into play. So Kalas is very important. Both him and the Dark Willow are big parts of this game. He's going in once more.
The repeat. Parvision thought they were out already for a moment, but Radon is relentless. The hook shot is connected. But at the same time, they get themselves away from this
They need to save the Kalas.
He cannot die. You can't be put into a 4 versus 5 situation right now. Ages for a minute. The Satanic is charging. He finds Collapse. There's the damage. Look at his right clicks. With the pros. Almost takes him down. Niggle just a little bit more. But here comes Laurel. Focusing himself on D and pushes the Darkseer away. Roar used as well. Sunstrike's flying in. There's so much stuff going on as Collapse will be taken down by DM. He returns with a buyback. Satanic soaking up damage from Aposhka. Nice two-man stun coming in from Rue on Satanic, on no one. You still got Laurel in front. You got Collapse there as well. He might die again. Radon charging in with his Aegis. Still 20 seconds remaining on it. He will, and he wants to let this Aegis go.
He still has his 9-second BKB. He hasn't used a single charge.
Team Spirit still has everyone for this fight. They want those megas. They got the tier 3 tower. The range is dropping low. Radon gonna get rooted up once again. And no Darkseer. No Clockwork. 3 versus 5. No one will drop low. He will die. He will have to buy back as well. The Roar will be used on the Bristle as they push through. But the Glyph is used on the melee to keep it alive for a little bit longer. Can they save this base? Parivision, if there's anything you've been hiding this entire game, now's the time to do it. The two-man start from Laurel. The mega creeps are a certainty. And Team Spirit, another objective, another step towards victory taken.
They are gonna be getting mega creeps. Also, the refresher being used by Radan. He's not done. He wants to surprise them with a Terror Wave. It is a 5 versus 3 scenario. You want to push now. Mega creeps are gonna start storming in as well.
Willow is trying to snipe Maposka, but it won't work out. He does the buyback, so 9 class can return. But the tier 4s and the Ancient, those are the last buildings that they have.
That's a fast air blade.
Another buyback coming in. The Hex is onto Laurel. Rue with the cone stun. The roar, it's on Satanic. Satanic's gone. His first life is out. He's got a second one. And now, Team Spirit, they're so close. They're so damn close to securing that upper bracket position and dropping Parvision down to the lower bracket. Beautiful. Only so much needed. This Lion is carrying so hard. But with Satanic and then charging on Radon, can they get the Davey out of the way? The Tornado, the Sunstrike, he's gone. But he does have a buyback, but at the same time, the base, the creeps are hitting the Ancient. The creeps are on the Ancient while the fight's going on with DM. They will lose Satanic, and they will lose this game. GG. 67 minutes in. Team Spirit will advance to the second round of the upper brackets.
But it's 67 minutes of Spirit winning. In the majority of this game, or maybe even the entirety of it, there weren't moments when Parvision were taking the initiative.